Hey, what's up everybody? ESAM here bringing you another video. This one going to be part 4 of my matchup chart for Pikachu. So I already went over most of the 55-45s in the last two videos. Olimar's getting a little cut off, my bad. But I'm going to be going over the rest of the 55-45s to then leave probably one or two more videos for the 50-50 and then disadvantaged matchups. And also some matchups that I'm not exactly sure where to put them, and they're all in one category, which I will go into next video. But anyway, let us continue with the 55-45. And something I forgot to mention in the other videos, but I will not be covering the clone characters, aka Dark Pit and Lucina, because I feel like the differences in those characters doesn't make enough of a difference in either of these matchups. Obviously, the super specificities are a little different, like, oh, Marth has Tipper, Lucina doesn't. Lucina hits harder, slightly harder to punish out of shield, but like the negatives and positives of both of those characters kind of even out in the matchup, so they're going to be in the same spot. So Pit and Lucina are still, in my opinion, a 55-45 matchup. So anyway, let us just continue. So first we are going to talk about Robin, because Robin is a character that kills really early, but can get exploited really hard. So the thing about Robin is the neutral's kind of weird. Pikachu typically wants to be jumping in forward airing, jumping in down airing, kind of having that as part of your mix-up. But against Robin, you don't want to do that ever, because if you get hit by one forward air with Levin Sword, you explode, get comboed into 3 more if you're at 0, and then you just take 50, and then it's like 1 hit away from checkmate, or 1 or 2 hits away from checkmate %, which is kind of frightening. But the thing is, Robin, so the biggest thing, honestly, so I flip-flop between putting this at 55-45 and 6-4, mostly because Pikachu crawling invalidates almost every single thing that Robin can do. So if you crawl and you react to her throwing any of the thunders, whether it be Thoron, Arc Thunder, L Thunder, or just the normal bad thunder, like the tiny one, if you just stop crawling and you just crouch, it goes under it, and then you can just run up and get a punish. If you are at like mid-range, you can react to Arc Fire and roll through it, and then dash and get either a down air, grab, up smash, whatever you want depending on the percents. Obviously, you can edge guard Robin somewhat effectively with just repetitive nairs off stage, making Robin waste the win book, and then sometimes you just get the kills like L and just dies, which is really unfortunate for Robin. I think that's a dumb mechanic. I think Wind Book should never run out, but that's beside the point. So the reason that this matchup, you know, is not like super easy is, again, Robin gets kills really early, has random kill potential with all 11 aerials, has checkmate, which Pikachu's percent with no rage is probably like 83 or so on like a normal ceiling stage, and with rage it goes down probably to like 70 or something like that. So that's kind of scary, maybe even earlier. I don't know the actual percents, it's just from feels and what I've really been doing, or how I've played against Dath or whatever. So sometimes, like, if you're not reacting to all these things correctly, the matchup can get a lot more difficult. So when you play Robin, you do have to be reacting on point. Robin has a really bad dash grab, so if Robin whiffs it, you can actually be fine. Like, you're going to get a huge punish, pretty much whatever you want. It's laggier than most grabs. It's almost as laggy as a tether grab, even though it's not, and has like no range. But the thing is, just remember, don't shield Arc Thunder. Just if anything, crouch under it, and if you can't crouch under it, get hit SDI up, and you won't get hit by checkmate. So if you're like 70%, obviously they can read the SDI and go for like an up air or something, but you typically won't be dying to that. So that's something that's very important. Just learn how to edge guard, because Robin's actual ledge snap is really big for some reason, like huge magnet hands. So Robin will actually often get 2-framed instead of just getting hit out, so you have to really recognize when that's going to happen, and then just you have to learn how to like count the sword, count the books, all those type of things to know when Robin is going to be safe after something, so you don't go for a really hard punish, get flustered, get grabbed, thrown off stage, whatever. You know, one of the hardest things about this matchup, actually, for Pikachu, in my opinion, is getting off the edge, because Arc Fire covers so many options, and then you obviously don't want to roll into a Robin to get checkmated or to get hit back out. Typically, I wait for an Arc Fire to end, but if you're over 100%, it's really not that easy, because your invulnerability on the ledge is less, and the last hit of Arc Fire is bigger than the rest of it, so it's kind of difficult. So sometimes I'll like drop off an air dodge, or like drop off SDI down so I don't get hit by the rest of it. Then I have another free ledge grab, and you know, if platforms are there, it makes it easier. Like, let's say the Smashville platform's on your side, you can just quick attack to that fairly easily. Or Town and City platform being there, either variant, honestly, because you can quick attack up and edge cancel or just land on that platform, or the Town and City's side platforms, you can get there. But like on FD, really difficult to land. Honestly, in this matchup, it's really funny. I would rather go to Town and City than Battlefield, which is like kind of backwards, because you think normally, oh, this character kills really early, let me go to a stage that has, you know, bigger blast zones, so I won't be able to get killed as early. But the thing is, Pikachu, you know, you can edge guard regardless of what stage they're on, but if you get them to like 110, 120% and you miss your up throw thunder window, which actually is probably a little higher than that on Robin, but whatever, that's beside the point. So if you miss that up throw thunder window, it can be very tedious to kill Robin, and Robin, again, with max rage is really, really frightening, significantly scarier than vice versa. You will die really early, so I would honestly prefer both of us killing early than both of us killing later, because that's typically going to go towards Robin's favor because she has more random kill areas like forward air, up air, back air, etc, etc. So yeah, definitely I think this matchup is in Pikachu's favor. 55-45, maybe 6-4 if I get the edge guarding flowchart down a little better. But yeah, going on to the next one is going to be Game & Watch. So Game & Watch is actually one that I'll flip-flop between all the time, but after getting a decent amount of experience with it against Gimmer, and just like theory crafting and learning how to punish some of the Game & Watch things better, I've just decided that this is 55-45. Again, might possibly be developed into even because I haven't played Reggie in a long time. I haven't played Cosmos, so I haven't played the two best Game & Watches, but I do think this is 55-45, mostly for the fact that Game & Watch's ground game is pretty lackluster. He has dash attack and he has dash grab, and that's pretty much going to be it. And Pikachu's down tilt is just better than both of those because it'll ping with dash attack, obviously. It'll beat grab and yeah, lose to shield, but again, unless they're so close to you to the point where they can shield grab you, down tilt is safe on shield 100%. So that's a big problem. Second problem for Game & Watch is the fact that it's really, really hard for him to get at a disadvantage if the Pikachu is just patient enough, hits him in the air, and then just kind of like stays on the ground and punishes whatever Game & Watch does to land, because back air isn't safe because you can quick attack it out of shield, or you know, if you're like walking with their drift and they back air, you can maybe like add a shield forward tilt depending on the spacing, or add a shield down tilt, something like that. But yeah, you can quick attack it, you can quick attack down air or just back air down air. You can do whatever you want pretty much to down air, just as long as you hit on the right side, make sure they don't cross you up. So it's really difficult for Game & Watch to get back in neutral. When in neutral, I feel like Pikachu has the advantage, and the reason this isn't a worse matchup for Game & Watch is because honestly, it is really, really annoying for Pikachu to get at a disadvantage. Quick attack is neutralized a lot in disadvantage because if you get up aired or upbeat and the wind box hits you, or even down tilted, you will just be like kind of falling, right? And just like, oh, I'm in free fall, you can do whatever you want to me, and that's really, really bad. So it is somewhat difficult for Pikachu to get out of disadvantage, but for the most part, you can just skull bash away, go to the ledge, and you're going to be fine, because Game & Watch's ledge trapping, in my opinion, isn't super good versus Pikachu, because yeah, you don't have the ability to quick attack as freely, because again, if they get the read with whatever wind move they want, you know, it's hard for them, or it's hard for Pikachu to get on the ground, because again, you'll go into free fall, so like super high, but you know, he doesn't really have a lot of good answers for like ledge hop, forward air, you know, the combination of all your different ledge options, and I feel like Game & Watch really needs to keep Pikachu in disadvantage in this matchup, and it just doesn't happen if you just are patient enough and you don't just like mash down air and trying to land, because then that gets you up smash. The two-toot range is pretty low on Pikachu. I think it's like around 70% is when Pikachu will die, but again, similar to the other grapplers, you just go, okay, well, I'm at 70, I know this is two-toot percent, let me just not hit a button or not go on the ground, not get grabbed, get hit 1 or 2 times, now you're out of the range, and if you avoid two-toot range, Game & Watch struggles to kill a lot, because he has to pretty much land a rogue smash attack, because none of his aerials are particularly strong, because up air won't connect properly, back air doesn't kill, down air kills off stage, obviously, neutral air doesn't really kill, so like he struggles to kill like a lot, so he has to get pretty much an edge guard on you, or like a read and get an up smash or a forward smash, down smash, whatever, but it's really, really difficult for him to get kills if you escape that 2-2%, whereas Pikachu has a little bit easier time killing, because you have down air, you have nair, up smash, which is like a little fat, like all of Pikachu's smash attacks are like better and faster, so like forward smash is really good in the neutral, up smash is obviously way faster than Game & Watch's, but Game & Watch just has that one hit of armor. You know, Pikachu does have up throw thunder, which is a bigger range than two-toot. You obviously can, I feel like it's easier to punish Game & Watch on the ledge than vice versa, and also, you know, as long as you get good at covering Game & Watch's neutral get up, you know, that helps a lot, because again, Game & Watch really, really light, so you can get a down air at like maybe 110, and that'll probably kill, so that's good for Pikachu. So yeah, I definitely think it's 55-45. Again, if I played Cosmos and struggled, or if I played Reggie and struggled, I might see it being 50-50, but I think I've learned the matchup enough and like learned when to hit Game & Watch enough that it's 55-45. Next, I want to talk about Toon Link. Toon Link is a character that thrives on keep away. And his speed to make it ambiguous when he's going to throw bombs and everything like that. But Pikachu can match the speed, doesn't really have to let Toon Link get a camp game started, because if you see a Toon Link running away, you can just quick attack in, or you know, like run in, react to bomb pull, and then quick attack in and get a punish. If they jump in bomb, you quick attack in, take a lot of space, makes it a lot harder for Toon Link obviously to land, because he's in the air if you just jumped and pulled bomb. You know, Pikachu keeps Toon Link at disadvantage relatively well. You can punish a lot of his high bomb toss or high bomb pulls with Thunder, so that's something that you have to keep track of if you are Toon Link. You know, you can obviously punish most of his landing aerials. You can actually just meet Toon Link in the air a lot of the times because for the most part, Toon Links won't be going for rogue down airs to try to like contest, and he really doesn't have a hitbox below him other than that, other than like bomb throw down. But again, I feel like he shouldn't really be getting a lot of bombs in the air because again, you can just pressure with thunder. And a big thing, the reason I think I put this at 55-45 and not even is because Pikachu can edge guard the hell out of Toon Link. It really, when he uses his up B, he loses his double jump, so if you hit him out of his up B, he can pretty much only up B or tether if he's close enough, but probably won't be given the distances and 50 frame of not being able to grab the ledge. So it's kind of like at that point a repetitive thing. Then they, you know, if they hit them all the way out, they grab a bomb and then wait and then up B, but Pikachu again isn't really scared of that, so you can just go out and hit them for it, then the bomb explodes, and then you just do it over and over again until they die, or at least you get a lot of percent. One thing that you do have to look out for is the fact that Toon Link can tether the ledge higher than every single character. So like, let's say here's the ledge. Most characters can tether around like this range, and then like obviously it goes farther up, but Toon Link for some reason can tether the ledge from like here for no reason. Like he can like full hop and tether the ledge, which is crazy because no other tether character can do that. So that's something you have to look out for. It makes it kind of obnoxious. I actually didn't know that when I played against Hyuga, and that's how he was able to recover pretty much every time. But now that I know that, you know, other Toon Links have tried to do that versus me, and I punish them for it with either a fair drag down or just like, oh, I'm gonna hit you with neutral air. So yeah, it makes it a little more ambiguous when they're gonna air dodge and tether to the ledge. But again, Pikachu has those lingering hitboxes with down air, back air, forward air, neutral air, that you can kind of like throw a move out where the air dodge is, and then if they tether, you're just going to hit them anyway. And then if it's like a weak nair, let's say, you can combo into another nair, you know, below like 60%, or like nair forward or something like that. Get Toon Link more off stage, continue the edge guard. So yeah, I mean, Pikachu does die early, but it's all a mental game, right? Like the Toon Links will be doing better things to you, obviously, as you know they get in your head. So as the set progresses, you have to make sure to like keep mixing up your habits, because if you do the same thing over and over again, the Toon Links will punish you and will get huge damage off of it, and even early kills if you like air dodge into a forward smash or up smash or something. And I know it's a scary position. I obviously have been, you know, in that position and felt like I needed to air dodge, have air dodge, died at like 80, and I'm like, oh, I should have just got forward air. Whoops. But definitely one of those things. There's not that many Toon Links, so it's hard to get some experience against it. But I feel like it's definitely 55-45 just because it's kind of obnoxious to hit Pikachu. Pikachu can actually play the camp game really well against Toon Link. You know, they both get like equal amounts of damage, which in my opinion is good because you don't always feel the need to have to approach against the Toon Link. Obviously, Pikachu has up throw thunder for a solid kill confirm, so like fair up to so like landing fair into up throw thunder. I feel like again the edge guarding is there. I feel like it's pretty easy for Pikachu to ledge trap Toon Link, whereas it is not the case the other way. It's not like terrible ledge trapping because again you have the bomb that covers a lot more options, and obviously if you're at the ledge, bomb fair is really scary and will probably kill Pikachu at like 70 or something like that. But I feel like it's just not that much of a worry. I never really have, I feel like, struggled to get off the edge versus Toon Link. So yeah, say 55-45. Definitely, again, remember, the 55-45 matchups are all matchups that you can still lose, even if you're a really good player. Like, I definitely, if I lost to a good Toon Link again, I wouldn't be like, oh, well, I can't believe I lost that matchup's free. Like, 55-45 is an advantage, but it's not something that's so big to the point where you have to be, like, way worse than your opponent in order to lose them. So keep that in mind. Next, I want to talk about Mii Gunners. I feel like Mii Gunner does the best against Pikachu of all the three Miis, mostly because it's actually somewhat difficult to ever pin her down. She's a very slippery character. You know, landing fair can be really obnoxious. Even though Pikachu is short and it's harder to land, the landing fairs are still really good. Obviously, gives up a lot of stage position with it, but Pikachu, it's really hard to just pin that character down because it's hard for Pikachu to challenge full hop like raw fair to like take back all the stage that you had. It's somewhat actually difficult to punish Mii Gunner's landing because again, landing fair will push her back. You know, you have to overextend, I feel like, a lot to get like big hits or like meaningful hits as Pikachu, and that's typically what you want to do because like Pikachu is a very, you know, hit them once, you know, either continue to combo them for 40% or keep them in disadvantage for a long time. But I feel like Mii Gunner's disadvantage is actually really good because of the crazy amounts of momentum you get from fair, and also the fact that, you know, if you overextend into a Mii Gunner, you can get down smash similar to a Cloud, and that move is really, really strong and kind of scary, so it's punishable, obviously, but Pikachu has to overextend, I feel like, a lot because you can't get, you know, you can't have the long-ass combo strings that you would against most other characters, so you have to really get way more openings in neutral. You know, camping obviously doesn't work against 1-1-1-1 Gunner because she has Shine, and also the fact that she can just kind of like charge beam and kind of like either beat it out because it has more than 9%, or just like, okay, well, beam, you know, shield, jump, cancel, shine, shine or just shield it in general. So Pikachu has to be the aggressor in this matchup, and it's really, really obnoxious. I played Rom, the gunner from Japan, and it was like a really, really close few games that we had. I won all of them, but it was still very, very close. You know, I obviously don't have a lot of me gunner experience. He has a decent amount of Pikachu experience because there's a lot of mid-level Pikachus in Japan. It's actually crazy. But yeah, not honestly that much to say about this matchup, but you know, you have to overextend. Me gunner's damage output's pretty mediocre, so it's not like it's going to be like that threatening, which is why, again, I feel like Pikachu still wins the matchup, because if you're at 100, it's like, okay, well, do you have charge shot? No. Okay, well, don't get hit by back air, don't get hit by down smash. That's pretty much all you're going to have to be worrying about realistically. So Pikachu definitely has the edge in killing, and I feel like slightly in damage, but the neutral is definitely in me gunner's favor, and like Pikachu normally capitalizes so hard on people's disadvantage, but honestly isn't able to that much in this matchup. So definitely I feel like slight Pikachu. You can still get edge guards, a little trickier because obviously they can turn around in the Blast Zone with Shine and then get like a fair, and then they're all the way near stage and they can like jump, air dodge, whatever. So I feel like it's just, they can be obnoxious, but Pikachu still can get those early kills with, let's say, like a bear drag down because the uppy doesn't really go that far, or, you know, just like forward airing all the way out, keeping pressure where they're going to want to like fair back to the stage. So you can do that definitely. So I would still say 55-45 in Pikachu's favor. Next, probably one of my favorite matchups that I'm about to talk about is going to be Dr. Mario, the meme, the legend, the myth, whatever, based on the Nairo interaction from MLG 2015. That was almost 2 years ago. But yeah, Dr. Mario sucked. First off, I want to throw that out there. Second off, a lot of the things that Pikachu struggles with in the Mario matchup just don't exist in the Doc matchup. For example, Pikachu can keep Dr. Mario out significantly easier than he can Mario because he's slower on the ground and in the air, so Pikachu's walling hitboxes will be significantly more efficient versus Dr. Mario. Besides that, Pikachu can edgeguard Dr. Mario with significantly higher efficiency because his uppy is way worse, because it's not super disjointed and invulnerable, and like if Pikachu, and the fact that like Doc has worse aerial mobility, you know, leads into the fact it's like, oh, you have to go right here in order to recover, so let me just put out a hitbox right there and you're going to die. You know, you can obviously punish his little down B when he tries to get back to the ledge, because Pikachu can just be out there and not really be scared from anything unless you're at really high percent, and uppy will kill you. You know, Doc has some good stuff. Doc has some nice footstool combos on Pikachu, has down throw forward air at pretty early percents, like 75 or so, I'm pretty sure. But for the most part, like, the combos are less scary than Mario's. The damage output in general is less scary. Just everything is less scary, so this goes from a bad matchup with just Pikachu Mario into an advantaged matchup with Dr. Mario. You know, I've played all of the best Dr. Marios nowadays, and I've beat all of them, thankfully. So I'm pretty happy with this, with like how this matchup is developed. Just like as soon as I learned how to edgeguard, I even beat Nairo's Dr. Mario, you know, after, so like MLG happened in October, and then the Genesis 3 happened, and I was up 2-0 against the Dr. Mario, then he beat me with Zero Suit, but I still beat the Doc, and then you know, I thought that would make everyone quiet, but no one actually pays attention to like what happens in tournament history. So yeah, the ability to edgeguard, the ability to keep out Dr. Mario, it just makes this matchup infinitely easier. Also, the fact that he doesn't have Flood, so Pikachu's disadvantage is significantly better in this matchup because you don't have to be scared of him flooding you off stage. And just in general, like the neutral, like I always feel in control in this matchup, whereas against Mario, I always feel like Mario's in control unless you have him in disadvantage and you've been juggling him and you get a read on how he's been recovering and like landing on stage. So that's a big thing in my opinion, is just Pikachu is in control in the Dr. Mario matchup but isn't in the Mario matchup. But anyway, let us continue to one of the actually most obnoxious matchups, one of the matchups I dislike the most with Pikachu, which is Kirby, because Pikachu doesn't like fighting short characters. Short hop forward air is really ineffective, short hop down air is really ineffective. I'm pretty sure Kirby can just crouch under it. You know, if Kirby gets Pikachu's power, like if he inhales you off of like a forward throw or something, then Kirby can out-camp Pikachu because he has multiple jumps, he's floatier, you know, and Pikachu has to approach in the matchup. You know, normally the thing that I do is just, similar to Game & Watch, I will spam down tilt, and it's pretty difficult for Kirby to really deal with that because his jump is really bad, he's really slow in the air. If Kirby jumps, you can just kind of go under him and up air, and up air trading with down air is fine for me. Like overall, I feel like the damage output is in Pika's favor, but like it's kind of annoying for both characters to hit one another. The edge guarding is actually really big for Pika because I think Kirby's actually very edge guardable, because all you have to do is like wait for him to up B and then like just short hop down air and then like fast fall and you'll just hit him back out, and you can do that over and over again until he runs out of jumps and just kill him. Or you can, you know, if he has very few jumps, run off, back air, drag down, and then if they can maybe make it back, you can just jump and thunder that, hit them back out, and now they have no jumps and now they die. You know, I almost put this matchup at 6-4 because of that reason, but for the most part, Pikachu's not going to get that many edge guards on Kirby, maybe one a set. So I feel like it's not like that great of an advantage, and you have to be like really experienced in order to really do that. But yeah, definitely an obnoxious matchup. The neutral's kind of even. You know, Pikachu can shoot projectiles, but if Kirby gets the power, that's way more obnoxious than vice versa. The killing is about even because Kirby has really strong smash attacks and a kill throw, but Pikachu has up throw thunder, and forward smash is really good for spacing and can get really, really early kills, as well as the edge guarding that I mentioned earlier. But yeah, just a little bit of advantages here and there for Pika. Put it at 55-45 in my opinion. And next I want to talk about Lucario. Lucario is obviously an extremely frightening character because of the fact that he has aura, rage, kill combos, kill 50-50s. Just everything about this character is scary, and you can randomly get hit and die really early. However, Pikachu's control in the matchup is honestly incredibly high. You know, at low percents, Lucario's not that scary, and Pikachu can get long combos that can lead to 40 or 50%, have a lead, force Lucario to approach, and his approach options are pretty mediocre because you can easily react to most of what he's doing, or it's like, okay, well, if you're approaching, I'm just going to throw out this forward air that you can't really punish because, again, it's really safe on shield. Make it really obnoxious for him to really get in. Yeah, it's scary at high percent, but for the most part, Pikachu can actually get really early kills, whether it's with down tilt jab blocks. Obviously, they have to mess up if that's the case, or like a pratfall jab block, or an edge guard, and Pikachu's edge guard against Lucario is incredibly efficient. You know, the fact that you can have these big lingering hitboxes make it really difficult for Lucario to recover. He has to guess like super right or go like really out of his way, in which case he lands back on stage with an immense amount of lag, and then you can just quick attack into him and continue to get your punish, and then hit him back off stage and do this ad nauseum. You know, I played Lucario, I've played many Lucarios, and I really haven't struggled with that many, at least since I learned the matchup. So it's very much just learn where Lucarios want to recover, throw out move there, they get hit over and over and over again, and then if you think they're going to go high, you can just drop down and thunder, get the spike, drag them all the way down, maybe even kill them, get a stage spike, just knock them back out. They're going to die relatively early. It is scary when Lucario has max rage, but again, at the same time, Pikachu is a tiny character, so it's really obnoxious for him to hit Pikachu, because he can't really just be throwing out like short hop instant backers, so it's going to be, as I talked about with Zero Suit, a lot of like short hop, do something, short hop, do something, like really late. Or, you know, his B reverse aura spheres are obviously a thing, so that can be frightening. But at the same time, if you just play defensive, a lot of things that Lucario does, even with max aura, have a lot of lag, and people just don't know that because they're freaking out because they don't want to get hit. Like aura sphere, if you power shield an aura sphere, you can punish that relatively easily with either a dash grab or a dash up smash for Pikachu, assuming that you're like kind of mid-range, or like even a quick attack out of shield. You can get these punishes. You just have to make sure you know what punishes, when it punishes, because obviously like matchup experience, right? Because if not, you will run into something and die really early. But, you know, assuming it's not FD, because that stage is awful for that matchup, you should be fine either escaping to platforms, escaping, you know, across stage. You just have places to land that aren't, you know, the floor where you can just shoot an aura sphere and now you're screwed. So like quick attack can get you at a disadvantage very, very easily, again, assuming not FD. So pretty much that, like the fact that Pikachu doesn't really have a disadvantage in this matchup, I feel like, is what really puts it at 55-45, and the fact that Pikachu's obnoxious and he can edge guard, you know, and he can get a kill early. And the thing is, the thing that no one does in this matchup, not even like the best players, is time out a Lucario. If you take Lucario's first stock, you should literally just be running away the rest of the game. Don't let him get his second stock of aura. Just literally hit him for 7% and then just dip. And Pikachu is really fast and obnoxious to hit, and he can really do that. And I've done it a few times in friendlies. Then like 2 minutes in, I get bored and I'm like, whatever, I'll just win anyway, and I do so. But Pikachu is really, really hard to hit for Lucario if he's forced to approach, and so Pikachu can just play the timeout game incredibly efficiently. One of the last characters I want to be talking about this video is going to be Palutena. So Palutena is kind of an obnoxious character to fight because she has invulnerable back air, invulnerable dash attack, and against Pikachu, a confirmed kill with down throw up air at specific percents. But all of that is kind of irrelevant because her damage output overall is very mediocre compared to Pikachu's. She has what, like down throw forward air, jab, down throw forward air, and like that's going to be her main damage output besides like the random nickel and dime moves with dash attack and back air here and there. Whereas when Pikachu gets a hit, he can do a lot of damage with like upwards of 20 to 40%, keep Palutena at disadvantage. Her landing options are kind of mediocre, so you can just kind of take her for a ride. You know, shoutouts to Marvel too, and just keep her going, getting a bunch more and more percent to then eventually get killed from either a 2-frame on her teleport, although it is faster, like the teleport is faster than most other characters, so you have to be ready for that 2-frame, or as well as just like, you know, hitting her ledge options because they're not particularly great because you can't really throw out an invulnerable hitbox because back air is obviously behind her. So if you're just there, you know, you have to watch out for like up air and then her standard ledge options. And something to note is that Palutena has a much slower neutral getup than the majority of characters. You know, she's with the Mii's and with Bowser for the slow slowest ledge getups in the game in terms of neutral getup. So just be ready for that. But that lets you like be even more ready for it, because like you can throw out, like you see any type of movement on the ledge and you go, okay, well I'm Pikachu, neutral air or down air, and then you see it's neutral getup and you're like, oh well, I have plenty of time because this is a really slow animation, up smash, and then you can react to it with like run, grab, back throw off stage. It's really hard for Palutena to get back on stage. She typically will have to use teleport to get back on stage, and then she'll have a little bit of lag, so if you react accordingly, you can actually get a quick attack and then hit her like 1-2 up air, get her back off stage, or in disadvantage in general. Again, more and more percent for Pikachu when Palutena gets hit. And in neutral, I feel like it's still slightly Pikachu's favorite because yes, she has back air and dash attack, but those are going to be her two main options, so you just kind of have to be ready for that. That and dash grab, obviously. But you know, if Pikachu plays more passive, more like crawling backwards, pivoting away, Palutena has to commit to try to get these hits, because if she's kind of like dancing around in midair, like you don't really care, because if she ever puts her face to you, you forward air it. And then if she have, like, assuming she's in the air, and if her back is to you, it's like, okay, well I'm going to crawl and then shield at the time that they're going to back air, and then you can nair out. And if they're going to do anything, like if you power shield the back air, you'll hit them. If they try to like land and turn around grab, the nair will hit them. So it's just like a lot of different positions where it's like, okay, we'll do this. This covers multiple options. It's like what most people would refer to as an option select, because it's like if they do this, you hit them, and if they don't do it, you hit them anyway. So that's just something to note. So I feel like Palutena just doesn't get enough off of the hit for it to be even. So I think, yeah, that's going to be the main reason why I put it at 55-45. Do be careful at the ledge, because if you neutral get up or ledge jump, or even, you know, you can get two framed by her up smash, so that is very scary. So make sure you alter your recovery timing so that doesn't happen. And last, we are going to talk about Wario. So Wario is a character I have a decent amount of experience versus because of Snorley, the South Florida Wario main, and he has taken a set off of me, but I do still think this is in Pikachu's favor, mostly because, again, Pikachu controls momentum really, really easily versus Wario. Yeah, he has some things that he can counter poke if he kind of gets the offensive read, but for the most part, if he misses those things, he's going to be taking a bigger punish than Pikachu takes if he gets the read correct. You know, he reads your forward air, you get forward aired, and as opposed to if he misreads your forward air, you hit him with it, and then you forward air him 3 more times off stage than potential for an edge guard, because Pikachu's really good at edge guarding Wario because of the just fact it's like, I went low, oh, you went high with Bike, Thunder, then quick attack back to edge, and he still has to recover. You can hit him multiple times. You can trade down air with his up B or just beat it. I don't really remember. You can trade back air and up B, force him to get spiked. If he doesn't have a bike, he's probably going to die. It's just really awkward for Wario to get anything started. Obviously, he does have Waft, which is one of the biggest comeback factors in the game, but for the most part, you can just kind of play safe and avoid all the setups. There are a lot of setups, but if you have enough experience, you typically are aware of like what they can do, like either the turnaround down tilt Waft, obviously down air Waft, nair Waft. Those are the two obvious ones, the ones at the edge, but Pikachu can always go to the other side of the stage, so it's really not going to be a worry. It's like if they have you know, their bike at the edge, you can just kind of like drop off air dodge, skull bash to the other side, and Wario's pretty slow, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to get there in time to like land a 2-frame punish, or if anything, he'll have to get like a dash attack or something, which isn't that worrisome, because then if his bike's not there, he doesn't have the same setup, blah, 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 blah. You know, because Wario is heavy, it can be somewhat obnoxious to kill him, but at the same time, Pikachu's obnoxious to hit, so even though your damage means less than Wario's damage, it's also like, if Wario doesn't land Waft, he kind of struggles to kill. He will, for the most part, have to land kills with forward throw and back air, which like those are only 2 things, and Pikachu can like is really fast, so he can kind of manipulate where he wants to be very easily, not get hit by those type of things. You know, if he's scared by the ledge, just like jump air dodge toward, or jump air dodge quick attack towards center. You know, you're not going to be able to die from those very easily, because up air is not really a kill move unless it's really well spaced, or even at hyper sensor you have to catch someone in the air. You know, up smash is a thing, but it's kind of slow, worse than the most of the Mario characters up smash, so it doesn't really have that many ways to kill. So you know, if you get the first stock, you just have to remember to play patient enough that you can keep punishing his overextendings when he's trying to kill you, and then end up like getting a bunch of percent before you die. You know, maybe force him to waste his Waft either edge or recovering, or just like if he can miss it, because again, Pikachu's really like squirrely and kind of weird to hit. You know, this matchup, it's kind of weird to explain, but it's just like the momentum, I feel like, is always in Pika's favor, unless you're at last stock and he has full Waft, but that doesn't even necessarily happen all the time, because he either has to waste Waft to recover, or he has to waste it on your first stock, in which case you have a minute and a half of, you can go fight, this is fine. So as long as you don't really like mess up or put yourself in any bad situations where you can get wafted, Pikachu should be winning the majority of these games, at least like the slight majority, right? Again, only 55-45. And yeah, that is going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. You're probably going to be seeing a lot more videos from me recently, because I'll be making opinion videos on the PGR list, which I have, and I'm going to be recording those later today. But yeah, so just, you know, I'm going to be making a lot more videos now. You know, I'm not traveling until EVO, so I'll be able to work on the Pikachu guide and blah, 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 blah. All the stuff that I've been saying I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do now. And yeah, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, bye-bye.